Hello everyone, myself Professor V.M. Mahajan, working as an assistant professor in Sanjivani College of Engineering, Department of Civil Engineering. We have learned in previous lecture, that is design of connections. Under that we had check sharing strength of bolt, bearing strength of bolt, and failures of different members, which may consist of tension, bearing, tearing. So these all sort of failures already we have studied in the previous lectures. So our today's topic is tension member. So tension member, under this heading we have to learn the various cross sections such as solid, threaded rods, cable and angle sections. Second part is dealing with limit state due to yielding of cross section, rupture of critical section and block shear failure. Third type we are going to learn, that is design of tension member by using single and double angle sections and connections of member with gusset plate by either bolt or welded connections. So dealing with this tension member, so first try to understand what is tension member. Tension member is nothing but these are the linear structure member or element subject to axial force which will elongate is nothing but the yield of the member. If you go through this figure, so we will find out one wire rope cable type of bridge is there, and second one is one truss is there in the given figure. So what are the examples of this tension member? For example, wire rope cable already we have studied. You might have seen that in foreign countries such kind of wire rope cable bridge are available. Then stay bridge supporting deck type of bridge is there. Next one is bottom chord of a truss. Bottom chord of truss. Then dealing with this tension member, as a tension member is subjected to axial pull force, it elongates and does not buckle, therefore no need to classify the type of section. If you go through the second figure, in the truss, so such type of compressive force may acting over the top chord, and means here the compressive force is acting on the top chord, and for this respective bottom chord where tensile force or tensile load is acting. Then some types of cross section for a tension member. We know that a tension member may consist of single or roll section. We already studied in first lecture what is meant by roll section. Roll section is nothing but, or it is defined as, it is made up of a single piece. Or built up section is nothing but it is made by the two or more elements or members. So first try to understand what is meant by roll section and built up section. So a tension member may consist of single roll section or combination of section as a built up section. So in the given figure, if you see the first type of pipe or round type of tubing, so it is called as a roll section. It is built or made by using a single material. So here next one is what? I section. It is also a roll section. Means section is hot roll and made or manufactured by using a one material. Next one is square tubing. Similarly here channel section is there, single angle section, double angle section place like this, where T section is there, two channel section place toe to toe. Here 4 angle section place in box type of section and with covers of these plates. And last one is 4 plates placed in box type of section. Usually single angle and double angle section with gusset plate are commonly used for the design of truss member. Dealing with these types of cross section for tension member, rods or flat plates may be used for bracing system in the diagonal region in the truss or built up the column. Wire ropes and cables are used in case of suspension bridges. Then coming to next point, as per the IS 800/2007, table number 3 is consist of maximum values of effective slenderness ratio. So this effective slenderness ratio is very important in our design, that is the ratio is KL by R. So this table is nothing but the limiting slenderness ratio for tension member, that is table number 3 as per IS 800/2007, page number 20. If a member carrying compressive load or force resulting from dead loads and imposed load is nothing but the live loads. So for that, maximum effective slenderness ratio KL by R, the value we are going to choose or take, that is 180. Likewise, there are few conditions are there. Then dealing with design of tension member as per IS 800/2007, section 6, the design strength is denoted by TD, where D is design and T is denoted by or designated by the T letter. So design strength TD of the member shall be greater than factor tensile force. That is, factor tensile force is denoted by the TU acting on it. So TD greater than TU means design strength TD of the member should be or shall be greater than factor tensile force TU. So under this situation or condition, first design strength TD of tension member is list of the following. So here 3 criteria are given. So here we are going to find out the value of design strength TD of the tension member, and here minimum or at least value we are going to choose. The first criteria is design strength due to yielding of cross section is denoted by TDG, where TD we know that design strength and G stands for yielding of cross section. Second criteria, design strength due to rupture of critical section, that is TDN. And last criteria is design strength due to block shear, that is TDB, where TD is design strength and B stands for block shear. So here we are going to check the design strength, that is TD of the tension member, which is list of these following 3 criteria, which may consist of first criteria, that is design strength due to yielding of cross section TDG, which having the formula TDG is equal to AG into Fy divided by gamma m0, where Fy is yield stress of or yield strength of material, that is 250 MPa or Newton per mm square, where Ag is nothing but the gross cross sectional area, and gamma m0 is a partial safety factor for failure in tension due to the yielding. Here in this equation we are going to choose the value that is gamma m0 is equal to 1.10. According to IS Indian Standard 800 2007, table number 5, page number 30. Then second criteria we are going to check, that is design strength due to rupture of critical section, that is TDN. So under this section, first small a is dealing with plate and we can consider the threaded rods. So as per the IS 800 2007 clause number 6.3.1, page number 32. So TDN value we are going to check for plates and threaded rods. So is equal to 0.9 into An into Fu divided by gamma m1, where Fu is known that we know that ultimate tensile strength of the material, that is 410 Newton per mm square or MPa, and An is equal to net area of cross section after reduction for bolt holes, or we can find out by using this formula, that is net area of cross section. An is equal to B minus N into DH bracket complete into T. If we are using the chain bolting, or this formula is applicable to chain bolting, means number of bolts are placed either in row or column wise in a straight line or in a center, so it is called as a chain bolting. So where B is a width of plate, N is a number of planes, and DH is a diameter of hole. So multiply T. So B into T, or I'll get the net area of cross section after deduction of bolt holes. Then N is equal to, we can also determine by using second formula, that is B minus N into DH plus N dash into P square divided by 4 into G whole bracket complete into T. This formula is applicable to staggered or zigzag bolting, where gamma m1 is partial safety factor for ultimate tension failure due to the rupture is 1.25 as per IS 800 2007, table number 5, page number 30. Then after checking the or calculating the strength for plate and threaded rods, next type of angle section is single angle section. IS 800 2007 clause number clause number 6.3.3, page number 33. For single angle section, so TDN value or equation equal to 0.9 times of ANC into Fe divided by gamma m1 plus beta into AGO into Fy divided by gamma m0, where try to understand what is meant by ANC. ANC is nothing but the net area of connected leg. Means we know that for angle section there are two legs are there. So out of these two legs, one leg is connected to connection, so that is called as a net area of connected leg, and AGO is gross area of outstanding leg. Outstanding leg means what? The another or other end or other leg is not connected to connections, so it is outstanding leg. Fy and Fe is a yield and ultimate stress respectively. So in our equation the value is beta, so beta is calculated on the basis of this equation according to IS code 800 2007, beta is equal to 1.4 minus of 0.076 into small w by t into fy divided by fu into b suffix s, that is bs divided by lc, less than equal to fu into gamma m0 divided by fy into gamma m1. But this value beta should be greater than equal to 0.7, where w is the outstanding leg width. Then first try to understand what is meant by outstanding leg and connected leg. In the given figure, so W1 is connected leg, where this is angle section is there, either it is equal angle section or unequal angle section. So this leg is connected to either is bolted connection or it is welded connection. So it is, this leg is known as a connected leg, and where W is called as a outstanding leg, where there should be no any kind of connections which is made here over. Where BS is shear lag width. Shear lag width is nothing but is a length from this end to up to the this, means up to the connections, means outstanding leg plus connected leg, where up to the connection which is made. So shear lag width is a addition of outstanding leg W plus W suffix T, means up to the connections, means here up to the tension point, minus T, where thickness of this angle section we are going to subtract, known as a shear lag width, and T is the thickness of leg, we know that, here thickness of leg, and LC is a distance between outermost bolt divided by equivalent, or it can be equivalent length of welding in load direction or force. It is not divided by, it is VAR. LC is distance between outermost bolt, distance between, for example, this one bolt is there, so place in the form of chain bolting in the straight line. So first bolt, second bolt, third bolt, fourth bolt. So outermost distance between these bolts known as a LC, or it can be called as a equivalent length of welding in direction of load or force. So as we know that all of you understood what is meant by shear lag width, LC, base value. Then third criteria, to design strain due to the block shear, that is TDB value, as per the IS code 800/2007 clause number 6.4.1 page number 33. Here we are going to check the design strength due to the block shear. The failure of the end connection as a unit along the center of the bolt holes in tension and shear plane is termed as a block failure. The block shear strength, that is TDB value, is list of the following. Means here we are going to check the two formulas. So first one is called as a TDB1. So TDB1 is nothing but the ABG into Fy divided by under root 3 into gamma m0 plus 0.9 into ATN into Fu divided by gamma m1, or it can be calculated by using another equation, that is TdB2, either TdB1 or TdB2. Out of this, which one is minimum or least? So TdB2 is equal to 0.9 times of AVN into FU divided by under root of 3 into gamma m1 plus ATG into Fy divided by gamma m0. So this equation is very important, TdB1 and TdB2. So there should be no any kind of confusion in your mind. So what is mean by TdB1, TdB2? Under that AVG, AVN, ATG and ATN. So in the given figure, first try to understand what is mean by this assembly. For example, this plate is connected to this assembly like this. Means angle section is connected to one plate by bolted connection, or either it is made by another way, that is welded connection. So it is now connected by the bolted connections, and this is the load or force in the direction of force, where these are the bolts placed in the form of chain bolting. There are 4 bolts placed in straight line. The successive or consecutive center to center distance between 2 bolts is known as a pitch in the direction of force or load. We know that. If again chain bolting is placed below this row, again here 1 bolt, 5th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, means 4 bolts are placed in second row. So there will be gauge distance is nothing but it is the center to center distance between 2 consecutive bolts, and which is measured perpendicular to the direction of force, known as a gauge distance. So that we have given the example related to second row of bolt. But here we had studied the what is meant by pitch, gauge distance, again edge distance and end distance. Okay. So from first bolt to last bolt, so whatever the area is called as a in the direction of force, that area is called as a shear area, and tension area is from the center of bolt to the edge of this plate in the perpendicular to the direction of load, known as a tension area. So try to understand what is meant by AVG and AVM. AVG is minimum gross. So where A stands for area, V stands for shear, and G stands for gross. So minimum gross, and where N is a net area in shear. So minimum gross and net area in shear along a line of transmitted force or in the direction of force respectively. Means AVG and AVN are in shear along the direction of transmitted force, where ATG and ATN, these are the minimum gross and net area in tension from the hole to the toe of the angle perpendicular to the line of transmitted force. Means already we have studied what is meant by shear area, that is AVG and AVN in the direction of transmitted force, and ATG is what? Perpendicular or in the tension from the center of hole or from the hole to the toe of the angle section, and this area is calculated perpendicular to the line of transmitted force or in the direction of force. So thank you.